to Beekeeper or not to Beekeeper? That is the question. Well, welcome everyone to Feelin' Film. I'm your resident critic here, Aaron White. And whether you're listening on a podcast app or watching this on YouTube, I'm glad you're here, and I hope to give you the information that you seek about The Beekeeper, new film from Amazon MGM Studios. It stars Jason Statham, Emmy Raver-Lampman, Josh Hutcherson, Bobby Naderi, Minnie Driver, Felicia Rashad, and Jeremy Irons. It is directed by David Ayer and written by Kurt Wimmer. Cinematography is by Gabrielle Beristain. It is edited by Jeffrey O'Brien. And music is by Dave Sardy and Jared Michael Fry. It runs 105 minutes and is rated R for strong violence throughout, pervasive language, some sexual references, and drug use. What's it about? One man's brutal campaign for vengeance takes on national stakes after he is revealed to be a former operative of a powerful and clandestine organization known as Beekeepers. Now, my immediate reaction upon leaving the theater was that directors have got to stop watching John Wick and thinking, ooh, I can do that, because 99% of the time, they can't. David Ayer seems like a nice guy, genuinely. He's very active on Twitter. He's proud of his work, and he's proud of his naval service, something he and I both have in common. But time and time again, I go into a new project of his thinking to myself, ooh, this was directed by that guy who made Fury. That movie was awesome. He's got something special. And I'm reminded that he made Bright and Suicide Squad. And so time and time again, I'm reminded that that film was the exception, not the rule. The story set up here is fine. Statham's character, Adam Clay, loses someone close to him and goes seeking revenge for those who caused it. Pretty simple. They end up quickly being identified as a cybercrime collective, preying on the elderly and computer illiterate to steal money from electronically. This is something that I think is a good aspect of the movie because we can all get behind an anti-hero wanting to bring justice to this kind of criminal. And so it's easy to root for him. Even though the first 20 minutes of the movie is pretty boring, to be honest, in its dramatic setup, and Statham, both in the intro and the whole movie, is nowhere near the charismatic version of characters that he's played before in films like the Fast and the Furious series. He's pretty dull unless he's using a one-liner on a soon-to-be dead goon. The biggest issue I have with all of these John Wick wannabe stories is that film was a magic grouping of exceptional elements in all across the board. So to even come close to recapturing what that film was able to do as far as getting an audience response, you've got to elevate yourself in some area. Something needs to be awesome about your movie. If it's not the story, it needs to be the action. If it's not the action, it needs to be the story or the characters or the jokes, but something has to really stand out above and beyond all of those just okay parts of your film. This movie, not a single part of it stands out. The world building here is frankly pathetic. It's honestly like someone saw a joke or a meme of an idea and then decided, we'll just stretch that out to an entire screenplay. And if we make at least one B pun every 5 minutes, the audience will stay with us and love it. Granted, some of them are pretty funny, but they become so repetitive and so silly and so ridiculous, all while trying to present this straight face. The movie just wasn't dumb enough for me to enjoy it on the level of a B movie. And it wasn't good enough for me to enjoy on the level of a great action flick. As for the secret Beekeeper agency, yeah, that's pretty much about all we ever get to know about it. It just exists. Everyone in the film who was part of some other government agency seems to know about it and fear it. We only get to meet one other beekeeper in the movie, and that person definitely doesn't strike the type of fear in you that Jason Statham's Adam Clay character does, even though they're billed as apparently this very dangerous killer who you're pretty much done for if they come for you. That doesn't really seem to be the case. There's just no depth to the world that this character comes from, and I found that really kind of sad. He's a deadly killer, and that's all that we or the rest of the characters in the film itself ever really get to know about him. It's boring. So you would have thought that a movie that fails at world building is more silly stupid than silly fun, and it has no real interesting or emotionally investing drama to it, would at least have exceptional action with such a star as Jason Statham to keep you locked in and enjoying something on screen from moment to moment and from scene to scene. And it would help carry you through the really kind of pointless story beats just to get to the next moment where he's going to take out a group of bad guys. Nope. Outside of one pretty decent climactic hand-to-hand fight and a few fun torture moments using tools, there is nothing special at all about the choreography of the action scenes in this one. It's adequate, but never, ever remotely spectacular. I will give Ayer credit for having Clay act somewhat like Batman, though, since he's supposed to be doing all of this for the sake of justice. He frequently goes out of his way not to fatally wound any of the government agency, soldiers, or police that get involved in trying to stop him, and only shows no mercy to the criminals that he's after. I really appreciated the commitment to the character in that regard, at least, because it keeps him in that solid anti-hero range that doesn't make us lean over the edge and have to start wondering, maybe this guy is too much of a loose cannon. We're always on his side, and that's important for a movie like this. I wanted to dig this so bad. I was looking forward to it. Early action movie in January, get the blood pumping. There's got to be something going for this. I wanted to just turn my brain off and enjoy the plethora of nonstop bee puns in a new exciting spy world and watch a man kick ass on a major above average level. But this wasn't it. Those 90s films that I love have memorable characters, drama in their stories that make us care, and smart overall writing to go with the clever one-liners and quips. This is the palest imitation of that era of filmmaking merged with the John Wick craze. And for me, it ended up being absolutely nothing but a major buzzkill. The Beekeeper will be in theaters on January 12th, and you're welcome to go and find out for yourself. That's it for this review. Thank you for watching or listening. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and feel free to come chat in the comments and let me know what you think about the film if you do go see it. I'll be back with another new review before you know it. Until then, keep watching and keep feeling film.